To create certain elements in Revit, you draw them by sketching. Some elements, such as floors and ceilings, are sketch-based. When you create them, Revit goes into sketch mode. Other elements, such as walls, are line-based. When you create them, Revit does not go into sketch mode. For example, on the Architecture ribbon, in the Build panel, click Wall. The ribbon changes to the Modify Place Wall contextual ribbon. In the Draw panel, you see a gallery showing the various tools you can use to place the wall, and the Line tool is selected by default. But since walls are line-based, the program only prompts you to select the points needed to sketch the path of the wall. So, in this case, you can click to specify the start point and end point of the wall. Options related to the tools selected in the gallery appear on the options bar. After creating one wall, click Modify to end the command. Compare this to what happens when you start the Floor tool. On the Architecture ribbon, in the Build panel, click Floor. When creating sketch-based elements such as floors and roofs, or forms such as extrusions and blends, Revit goes into sketch mode. Since you are creating a floor, the ribbon changes to the Modify Create Floor Boundary contextual ribbon. In the Draw panel, the Boundary Line option is selected, because to create a floor, you must sketch the perimeter boundary of the floor. Note that in addition to the Draw panel, the ribbon includes a Mode panel, and you must exit out of sketch mode by clicking either Finish Edit Mode, the green check mark, or Cancel Edit Mode, the red X. You cannot simply click Modify or press Escape to end the command. When in sketch mode, the gallery in the Draw panel contains all of the available drawing options. Select the Line tool. On the options bar, make sure Chain is selected. Then start sketching lines to represent the boundary of the floor. After creating 3 lines, on the contextual ribbon, click Finish Edit Mode. Since the lines you sketched do not form a closed loop, Revit displays an error informing you that the lines must form a closed loop. Click Continue. Then, with the Boundary Line and Line tool still selected, create one more boundary line to form a rectangle. Then, click Finish Edit Mode. This time, since the sketch does form a closed loop, Revit creates a floor, and the command ends. Since the floor is currently selected, in the Properties palette, in the Type selector, you can see the type of floor, and you can change its type if necessary. Click Modify, or simply click in a blank spot in the view to deselect the floor. As you have seen, when creating sketch-based elements such as floors, Revit goes into sketch mode, and you must create a closed sketch to define the perimeter of the element. But when creating line-based elements such as walls, you simply indicate the path for the elements.